We'll call the meeting to order. It is the second Tuesday of the month, 7 o'clock. Date and time set aside for the regular meeting of the Nekoosa Common Council. I'd like to take roll call, please.
Brian?
Here.
Larry?
Here.
Come?
Here.
Aaron?
Here.
Donnie?
Here.
Greta?
Here.
Hamilton?
Here.
Coon?
Here.
I'd entertain a motion to approve the previous Common Council minutes.
Second.
Motion is second to approve the previous Common Council minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Entertain a motion to approve the Treasurer's Report.
So moved. Second.
Motion is second to approve the Treasurer's Report. All in favor?
Aye.
Next item on the agenda is Citizens Forum. We have no citizens in attendance, so we'll move on to committee reports. First committee report, Ways and Means, Chairman Greering.
The Ways and Means Committee has one meeting to report on and make a motion to adopt the minutes as printed.
Second.
Motion is second to adopt the minutes of the Ways and Means Committee meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
To the Honorable Mayor and members of the Nekoosa Common Council. The Ways and Means Committee meeting was held Tuesday, October 13, 2020 at 6 p.m. in the Nekoosa Council Chambers. Members present were Adam Greering, Brian Krupsek, Dan Downing, and Garrett Kuhn. Also in attendance were Dan Carlson, Larry Krupsek, Mike Hum, Curtis Breda, and Rick Schmidt with the Department of Public Works. Item 1, we audited the bill lists. 2, there were no license applications. Item 3, we discussed the security cameras. Item 4, we recommended a full-page ad in the 2001 Part of Wisconsin Community Guide Map for $1,000. Item 5, recommend continuing services with the accounting agreement with Clifton Larson. Item 6, recommend 2020 Halloween trick-or-treating hours to be 4 to 7 p.m. on the day of October 31st. Item 7, recommended a $1,500 donation to the Heart of Wisconsin for the Nekoosa Hometown Christmas. If there's no questions, I would like to move to adopt items 1, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Second.
Motion is second to adopt items 1, 4, 5, 6, and 7 of the Ways and Means Committee report. Roll call vote, please.
Greta?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Come?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Coon?
Yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Next committee report, Public Works, Chairman Krupsek.
Public Works has one meeting to report on. I move to have the minutes accepted as printed.
Second.
Motion is second to accept the minutes of the Public Works Committee report. All in favor?
Aye.
To the Honorable Mayor, members of the Nekoosa Common Council. Public Works meeting was held on Thursday, October 1st, 2020 at 5 p.m. in the Charles and Joanne Lester Library. Members present were Larry Krupsek, Curtis Breda, Brad Hamilton, and Adam Beering. Also in attendance were Dan Downing, Mayor Dan Carlson, Brian Krupsek, Mike Hum, Garrett Kuhn, and Rick Schmidt from the DPW, and Ambulance Chief Joe Kretschmeyer. Item 1, recommend allowing a second driveway to be built on 145 Beeler Avenue. Item 2, discuss the City Hall sidewalk and parking lot project. Item 3, recommend Public Works purchase a bucket truck for approximately $50,000. Item 4, discuss the garbage and refuse truck options. Item 5, recommend repair of splash pad piping by Pelham Plumbing at a cost of approximately $1,245. Item 6, recommend replacement of the water plant copier / printer at a cost of approximately $3,666. And item 7, we discussed Riverside Park. If there's no questions, I move to adopt items 1, 3, 5, and 6.
Second.
Motion is second to adopt items 1, 3, 5, and 6 of the Public Works Committee report. Roll call vote, please.
Coon?
Yes.
Come?
Yeah.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Aaron?
Yes.
Larry?
Yes.
Greta?
Yes.
Donnie?
Yes.
Next committee report, Property Recreation and Human Affairs, Chairman Krupsek.
Property Recreation and Human Affairs has one meeting to present. I make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Second.
Motion and second to adopt the minutes of the Property Recreation and Human Affairs meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
To the Honorable Mayor and members of the Nekoosa Common Council, a Property, Recreation, and Human Affairs meeting was held Thursday, October 1st, 2020 at 6 p.m. at the Charles and Joanne Lester Library. Members present were Brian Krupsek, Dan Downing, Mike Cum, and Garrett Moon. Also in attendance, Mayor Dan Carlson, Larry Krupsek, Curtis Preda, Adam Beering, Ambulance Chief Joe Kirchmar, Rick Schmidt of the DPW, Matt Beaver, Dennis Fensky, Tim Bowie, and Pam Pietrowski. Number 1, discuss the fence zoning ordinance. 2, discuss the Wisco Tree Team Developer Agreement. 3, discuss the vacation of Gabriel Lane. 4, discuss Nekoosa Halloween. 5, discuss the Nekoosa Nature Trail. And 6, training equipment and seminars. No action needed.
Next item on the agenda is old business. Is there any old business that needs to come before the council? Moving on to new business. First item is a resolution for lead water service line grant for Wood Avenue Road project. Correct?
As part of the Wood Avenue Road project, good things seem to be happening. I don't know if you saw my monthly report, but we did get notice from the Safe Drinking Water, which is for the water, that we're gonna get principal forgiveness up to 45% of the cost cannot exceed $500,000. So that was huge. The other element with this is that there's a lot of movement in the state to replace lead service lines in service lines going into the building. Well, a lead service line is also a galvanized pipe, because a lot of the galvanized pipes have lead goosenecks at the main. Well, the DNR has a program to help fund the replacements of those. So Wood Avenue has a lot of these galvanized pipes. And I want to take advantage of applying for some more funds so that when we do the project, we can get paid some additional money to replace these galvanized service lines out there. In order to apply for this, one of the first things they need is a resolution pass. So since they put it under new business to get the resolution pass that we, are going to do some things. Well, once we pass the resolution, there's an application that once I complete, the mayors will need to sign. And the other thing that they ask us to do is pass a new ordinance. And the new ordinance basically would require that if we find a homeowner, during construction, they're doing construction or we are, they have a galvanized pipe, it'll be mandatory that it's replaced. Once we know it's there, we give them like 120 days or something like that to replace it. So there'll be a future ordinance that the council will need to review, which basically says we're gonna do a mandatory, replacement. We also will need to consider down the road whether we will help pay for any of the private replacements or it'll be up to the homeowner to pay the cost. I've got some sample ordinances and I noticed around the state, they're all over the board, whether the homeowner, has to pay for it all or whether, we will help pay for it a little bit to help them out. We can grapple with that down the road a little bit. So tonight is more or less passing the resolution and then future meetings, we're gonna have to work through this. So I guess if you're comfortable entering this and trying to seek some dollars, I calculated out that we're gonna be seeking over $100,000 potentially to help replace some of these service lines on Wood Avenue next year.
Absolutely. How much was 45%?
45% on the water, Larry, up to $500,000 we're gonna get in the form of a grant.
Okay.
And we'll know in mid-November if we'll get what's called principal forgiveness or a grant on the sewer side. And if we can get another large grant there, that's really gonna help us out.
The water is a sure thing?
The water's a sure thing, we got notice from the
That's
DNR,
close
it's
to
a sure
$4
thing.
million.
Right.
Wow.
So
Nice job. Real
And
nice
that's-
job.
that's big for us, especially with looking at these
Yeah.
rate increases,
Yeah.
Thanks for that. So I guess what we need to entertain a motion to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Motion and a second to adopt the resolution for the lead water service line grant. Get a roll call vote, please.
Cum,
Yes.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Kuhn,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
Larry,
Yes.
Downey,
Yes.
Freda,
Yes.
Beering.
Yes.
Next under new business is ordinance 606.
Yeah, I do have it. Sean did draft it. I guess one of the things in here was rename instead of it being a wages salary committee, which we've used forever, just name it a personnel committee. And he was the one that had drafted this ordinance up and was behind the change. So,
Is there a reason for it?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I read it over. I don't see a problem with it. That's why I read it a couple times for you. You said I couldn't figure out what the difference was, and then I finally dawned on me personnel today. So I don't have a problem unless there's something I'm missing. I move to adopt the ordinance.
I was just wondering why the change,
Larry, I think the only,
Wages, salary, I could care less,
Yeah, I think Sean just felt that it
more up to date.
was more descriptive of what was on that committee.
Right, we deal with more than wages and salaries. We deal with, everything all around the bend.
Yeah.
And so
I
that's
don't
why
care, I was just curious as to
we
why.
talked about it now 2 months ago or so, or 3 months.
Yeah.
And then, because just, all it does is just brings it in line with what we do, basically.
I'll second
We have a motion and a second to adopt ordinance 606. We have a roll call vote, please.
Hamilton,
Yes.
Larry,
it. Yes.
Kuhn,
Yes.
Beering,
Yes.
Bretta,
Yes.
Tony,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
Tom.
Yes.
Moving on, we have seminars, conferences, equipment, meetings, anything? Next item would be the various monthly reports. I'd entertain a motion to adopt those.
So
Move
moved.
to adopt all report.
Motion and a second to adopt the various monthly reports. All in favor?
Aye.
Next item on the agenda is approval of the claims. Ms. Brush?
Okay, we did 2 bill lists, and, what are those payroll vouchers in there, they hide on me all the time here. And I am gonna make a payroll voucher so we can get caught up on those, on that, like I said, that, attendance for those, committee members at ambulance meetings. You guys will help me out with that. Okay, council, 520, Ways and Means 250. Mayor, 800. Camera, 30. Airport Commission, 55. Property Rec, 250. Public Works, 250.
To adopt the bills.
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the claims. Roll call vote, please.
We're not on record time, but we're doing pretty good though, ain't it?
I don't get camera operator shut the camera off.
Did he shut it off?
Gotta go do that.
Yeah.
Well,
Man,
Downey?
Yes.
Trial run.
Brian?
Yes.
let her,
Larry?
Yes.
Beering?
Yes.
Tom?
Yes.
Boone?
Yes.
Hamilton?
Yes.
Bretta?
Yes.
And finally, are there any other issues as provided by law that need to come forward?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion and a second to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.